Maya was a talented graphic designer who had put her career on hold to raise their two beautiful children, 6-year-old Leo and 4-year-old Chloe. From the outside, their life was a picture-perfect postcard. A lovely home in the suburbs, two happy kids, and a love that seemed unshakable. Maya truly believed she was the luckiest woman in the world. Christopher was her rock, her best friend, her everything. He always said she was the center of his universe, and she had no reason to doubt him. But as we all know, sometimes the prettiest pictures hide the deepest cracks. The first tiny crack appeared on a Tuesday. It was subtle, almost unnoticeable. Christopher started coming home late, blaming it on demanding projects and tight deadlines at work. At first, Maya was understanding. She knew his job was stressful. She'd have dinner waiting, listen to him vent about his day, and try to be the supportive wife she always was. But late nights at the office soon became a regular occurrence. Then came the weekend business trips, which had never been a part of his job before. Maya started to feel a small nagging unease in the pit of her stomach. She'd call his office late at night, just to check, and his phone would go straight to voicemail. The next day, he'd have a perfectly plausible explanation. My phone died, or I was in a dead zone at the construction site. He was so convincing, so reassuring, that Maya would push her doubts away, telling herself she was just being paranoid. She trusted him, didn't she? Trust was the foundation of their marriage. So she smiled, nod, and tried to believe him. The emotional distance grew wider. Christopher became more attached to his phone, guarding it like it held state secrets. He'd angle the screen away from her, and a quick, nervous swipe would clear the display if she got too close. He'd take calls in another room, speaking in hushed tones. The easy intimacy they once shared began to evaporate. Their late-night talks were replaced by the glow of his phone screen. He seemed absent, even when he was right there next to her. The laughter that used to fill their home felt forced, and the silence between them grew heavier each day. The breaking point, the moment the fragile illusion shattered into a million pieces, came on their anniversary. Christopher had promised a special evening. He was going to leave work early. They go to their favorite restaurant, just the two of them. Maya spent the whole day excited. She arranged for a babysitter, bought a new dress, and felt a flicker of the old magic returning. But 5 o'clock came and went. Then 6. Then 7. Christopher wasn't answering his phone. Panic began to set in. Finally, at 9 o'clock, he sent a short cold text. Something came up at work. The man she had built her entire life with, the father of her children, was a stranger. The pain was physical, a crushing weight in her chest that made it hard to breathe. The world she had so carefully built had just been demolished. When Christopher finally came home after midnight, smelling faintly of a perfume that wasn't hers, he found her sitting in the dark, the laptop open on the coffee table. The look on her face told him everything. There was no escape. The truth was out. The confrontation was a blur of tears, shouting, and devastating admissions. She called up her old contacts and started freelancing again as a graphic designer. Her first project was small, but holding that first paycheck, earned with her own talent and hard work, felt incredibly empowering. It was a tangible symbol of her independence. She started building a new life, piece by piece. She found a smaller apartment for her and the kids, and they made it their own cozy, happy sanctuary. It wasn't easy. There were days filled with overwhelming sadness and loneliness. There were nights she cried herself to sleep. But with each sunrise, she found a little more strength. Her children's laughter became her medicine. Her work became her passion again. She reconnected with old friends who rallied around her, reminding her of her worth. Months turned into a year. Maya was no longer just surviving, she was thriving. Her freelance business was growing, and she felt a sense of purpose she hadn't felt in years. She learned that she was capable of being both a loving mother and a successful professional. She learned to be happy on her own. The scars of Christopher's betrayal were still there, but they no longer defined her. They were a reminder of her strength, of the fire she walked through to find herself again. Christopher tried to reconcile, filled with regret, but Maya knew she could never go back. The trust was gone forever. Forgiveness, she realized, wasn't about letting him back into her life. It was about letting go of the anger and pain that was holding her prisoner. It was about choosing her own peace and happiness. Maya's story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most devastating endings are actually new beginnings in disguise. It's a story about the incredible strength of the human spirit to heal, to rebuild, and to find light even in the darkest of times. If you're going through something similar, please know that you are not alone, and you have the strength to get through it. Thank you so much for listening to Maya's journey today.